What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. In today's episode, we are talking mindset with Alex Corral, round three, talking about balance, talking about business, family, and ups and downs of just doing it all. So, you guys are going to love this Mindset Monday. If you want to connect, we're going to leave some information in the description of this episode, and it starts right now.
The big question you need to ask yourself every day is, do I own a job or do I own a business? And unfortunately, the majority of contractors out there own a job. That's right, they're a slave to their own business. But the other side of the fence is so much greener, it's so much better, and that's when you're finally fully in control of your destiny, your freedom, your time. And that's what Contractor Secrets is about. It's about taking back our time, building a business with systems, standards, values, procedures, putting yourself in the driver's seat. And that's what it's about. So I'm excited. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive into the Contractor Secrets podcast. What's going on, everyone? I'm here with mindset guy Alex Corral, my good friend, Cabinet Coding King, CEO, future franchise owner, maybe, depending on where Alex wants to take it. But dude, glad to have you back, man. Mindset Monday, here we are. We've been through it, right? So we in a week one, going through some of the ups and downs of just the economy. Not sure, if we're going to be able to keep the team busy. A struggle a lot of us go through. Week two was, reflecting on that and overcoming. And, you set a goal of 20 jobs as your North Star. And, you're okay if you don't hit it, but you're going to keep pushing until you do. Love that. Where are you taking us week three, man? What is the focus today? And I'll kind of let you run with it.
Yeah. So just for everyone listening, I'm not going to give you any technical stuff. I'm not going to say, hey, do this, do that. There's going to be like advice from, real life experience. And obviously there'll be some practices I share and some golden nuggets, but, everyone needs to find their own way, whatever fits with them. So I'm here just kind of giving you a vision of, hey, this, belief system, this way of thought, of you can make this world better. It really works if you discipline yourself to it, and then you get to create that world how you want to and how you love to live. Okay, so that's one thing I definitely wanted to get out there.
Let me streamline the direction, though. I want to kind of ask you this to kick us off. You have how many employees do you have?
12.
12. And you have you do a little over, I think you're almost at 1.5. You have a lot of customers. You're probably doing 300 plus jobs in a year. You're doing a lot of work. You really don't have this huge office staff, right? It's just you mostly doing a lot of the management, sales. You're doing all the sales, actually. Then when you come home, you have a little girl. She's a little over a year old. You're married. You have two stepchildren, 3 dogs. You have life, man, happening all around you. Four dogs.
And another son. So 4 sons, 4 dogs.
Yeah. 4 kids, four dogs, a wife. How do you balance that? I think because I think we need to start there, man. I want to cover that because it's not so much always about business.
It's funny you said that. That's one of my bullet points. It was 3 bullet points I was going to talk to, and one thing I was listening to a couple things, and what my big reflection on this week was, being balanced. So like the fact that you brought that out, I guess we're connected in a higher way, because that's exactly what I was going to preface right after, or go with after I, said my introduction on, how I want to come across with what I say. Being balanced it's very important. In my life, I'm a go-getter, and I've never really balanced my life, though. I've been like, we had the clubs and restaurants. I went all in on that, but just like, that party lifestyle working, but then, the family, the working out, all that other stuff fell through, after I got out of that lifestyle. I always went into something and never really tried to have the full balanced man, right? And the one thing I never focused on was mindset. It was all like, I need to look good. I need people to like me, and I need to be successful. Well, that's great and all, but when you're not happy and you have all those things, you're like, what the heck is wrong with me? You know? So after, I was successful for a time period, I was like, you know what? This didn't make me happy. So I really focused on myself, because I believe 100% how you change yourself inside, your energies. That's why I always talk about high frequency, high energy, high vibrancy, because the better you get inside, the better you feel inside, the more you love yourself, the more you're okay with where you're at and not comparing yourselves to others. That's where your starting point is, to be the best you can be. And then you can see how you can balance out the external life, right? So you definitely need to have your core and your belief in yourself and the love for yourself. And then you really could change the externals, because you don't really, like, the externals don't bother you anymore. You give it your best. And if you make a mistake, it's okay. If you don't get the 20 jobs, it's okay. I got 12. And guess what? I got 11. I'm at last week I ended with 15. This week I'm at 11. So hey, something's working here, guys. I'm just letting you know.
Let's narrow that down, because I want to make sure that you understand that, in a sense, that what you're doing is an autopilot at this point. You have trained yourself to get to a certain threshold. And there's some people that, hearing about mindset, this may be the only channel where they actually reflect on mindset and mentality. And I really want to make the situations that business owners go through super real, like this situation right here. Your job is to sell work. You can't find the work. You have a family at home, young kids running around the house. Bills are coming in. Stress is real. Maybe the company isn't hitting 1.2 million. Maybe it was just starting out, or maybe there's a point in time where expenses are out exceeding income, and you're over here talking about high vibrancy, high frequency, and everything around them looks as though not only is their business trending in a downward momentum, that's directly affecting them as a leader in their household. How do you switch the gear? And does faith play a huge part in that?
Faith in God plays a huge part in it. It's honestly, you get to understand, connection and how you create, like, how you feel. So you really got to pay attention to your internal life. Because your business isn't doing the best doesn't mean that you get to bring that to your children. Remember, how you act in one area of your life, it's usually gonna affect every area of your life. So I always try to be as vibrant, as happy, even though my body's telling me, no, you're not this way. Even though my mind's like, what are you, a dummy? Look how you really feel. I don't care how I feel or what my brain's thinking. I have this awareness where I'm going to be this outstanding human being. I'm going to get 1% better every day. And I'm going to go through a little story right now, Tanner, with my GM. I've been helping him for about a year and a half. About a year and a half ago, his vocabulary. So I'm going to go on a little tangent with vocabulary. How you speak is how your life will turn out. If you say you can't be happy, you will not be happy. If you say you can't grow your business, you will not grow your business. If you say you can't get 10 jobs a week, you will not get 10 jobs a week, because your brain won't generate the actions or the thoughts or the ideas to get to that point. Okay. You have to speak it into existence. I know it sounds silly sometimes, but when you speak it and then you drive on that, that's when things come true. Like, then you put the action towards it. I want to work out. Awesome. But if you don't go to the gym and lift weights, you're not going to have muscles, right? Like, that's just something that everybody knows. So with Eli, a year and a half ago, he was, down, didn't think he could be happy. And I saw it in him. Every day, you're awesome, bro. You're so smart. You're phenomenal. I preached it to him. I looked at him like he was phenomenal, just like all my other guys in my shop. They all came to me down and out. A year and a half later, this kid is on cloud nine. He's like, Alex, everything you always say about high frequency vibrancy, making sure we bring the energy to the situation, not allow us to react to the situation. It's all true. He's like, I feel awesome. I'm helping all my friends. They all come to me for advice. He's like, this is like, I can't turn back. I feel it. And he appreciates me, man. Like everybody in the shop, we're all laughing. We all have fun because I look at everyone with eyes that they're phenomenal. Okay. And like it pierces through them. It takes a while for them to believe it, but I always have their back until they do.
Let me
And
ask you
when
a
you're a
question,
business,
and I don't want to cut you off here, but I have to stop because some people don't have that person telling them that they're phenomenal, right? Some people
I
don't
was
have
just
that.
gonna get into that.
Go ahead.
Hello. So I was just gonna get into that. I was just gonna say, when you're a business owner, you don't have that person telling you that. So let me tell you guys something. I send Tanner and a couple other guys messages every so often, and I call them just to tell them how phenomenal, how amazing they are. Because when you're trying to grow a business, when you're trying to get better, you don't get the praise. People want to be, they'd rather bring you down than bring you up. So like when you're at the top, you got to bring that on the internal side. That's what I'm saying. You got to be able to believe that you're phenomenal. And you got to speak to yourself and pump yourself up. Motivation only lasts so long. That's why I said discipline is one of the biggest things. Like you got to wake up and you got to have intention on how you want to live your day. I'm going to go be my best. I might not have the best, energy inside. I might feel like crap, but I'm going to be my best feeling this way. And then every month, every year, I'm going to get better and better and better. And then boom, you got all these amazing things because you put positivity out there. You gave the world love. You gave people confidence. You gave people something to believe in. And the things they come to you, like it's beautiful.
How hard was it for you to start this journey of mindset? Because I mean, again, I want to bring you back down to earth here. I mean, you're
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta go back because I don't want someone listening to this and shutting it off because they're like, dude, I don't even know what this guy's saying. I can't even see myself being that. This guy doesn't relate to me. I've been through it. I may have had a drinking problem, or I may have been through, having a battle sobriety. What was your journey, man? Why are you qualified to tell anyone how that they can alter their biochemistry in a way that changes how they act, think, feel, and not only that, spread those feelings to the people around them in a way that makes them adopt that same belief? What qualifies you?
So Tanner knows back in the day when we worked with the restaurants, I was 180 degrees or percent or degrees different than I am now. I was all just a macho person, work out, look good, girls, and I had a drinking and substance abuse problem pretty heavily where it was an everyday thing. And for years, where it completely consumed me to the point where, I just, that's the only thing I looked forward to. And I lost touch with my family. I'm talking about every day I would stay up all night and work and cry sometimes, at night, being like, what the hell am I doing? I was completely lost, headed in the worst direction possible. Thank God, Tanner, being so young at the time, he kind of spoke some God into me. I don't know what happened, but he spoke something into me and it touched my heart. He told me, he's like, hey, if you don't wake up, your son in 10 years when he's 15, he's going to hate you. And I was like numb for 2 days. And then, interestingly enough, I opened up to the, idea of becoming a new me. And it was interesting, all the things that came to me from that day on. One of the marketing manager came to me and she's like, hey, I have this retreat to go on where you can help yourself and find God. I'm like, hey, whatever, I need to do something. I'm ready. And then from that point, it was a very long journey. That was probably 10 years ago. And I've been on this bus, of mindset for 10 years. Trust me, I've had my ups and downs where I'm like, this shit doesn't work, but there was always something deep inside in my heart that's like, this is the way that you're going to be free, Alex. This is how you're not going to care about the external world, but you're going to be your best and do your best regardless of what the external world or people think about you. That's why I'm qualified. I'm qualified because I went through hell. I went through the mud. I dragged myself. I cried. I fought tooth and nail every day, even till now. I fight to get better every single day because I see what I'm doing for my guys at my shop. I want to be the best person for my family when I get home, that I'm not stressed out, so I stress them out more. I want to have a big smile on my face, love them so much that even though life's busy, it's okay. We'll get through it together because we're fucking boom nominal. Sorry, I dropped the F-bomb. I do it once an episode.
We expect once an episode.
That was just me, my heart, man. That's how it's trust guys, listen. I put everything into this daily. Like everything I have, like every second I'm aware of my thoughts and my energy, my vibrancy, and it all pays off. And it's a journey. It's tough work, but just like how much time you put into, growing your business, you got to put the same amount of time into growing yourself, because you're going to get lost. You're going to make the wrong decisions. You're going to go down the wrong path. And then you're going to be like stuck in this place where you're like, damn, I did all this effort to get to this place where, damn, man, I'm still not happy. But I tell my guys, I'm like, guys, get happy now doing this fucking crazy, dirty, not the most fun job. And then whatever you do next, it's going to be the best thing ever. Or if you continue here, it's going to be the best thing ever, because you don't need your situation to make you happy. And that's the point right there. If you could get to the point where you don't judge yourself, you don't judge others. I'm struggling with that. I'm a big judger. My family's Spanish and Italian. That's all they used to do at parties, is judge people. So I go through that a lot. But the more I get away from that, the more peace I have, because I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not, to, fit in, or to look cool, or to be like, oh, look at my big business. It's not even about that. If my guys weren't here, whatever, I'm not gonna go to that route, but like, I do it for them. I do it for my family. I love being better for this world. I love giving energy to the universe. I love giving praise to God, because Tanner knows I shouldn't be where I'm at. Like 100%. Anyone out there right now, I promise you, just put your head down, do the right things, read the right books, watch the right things. Everything you watch, you eat, the people you hang out with, that's your diet. If you're not hanging out with the right people, you have a bad diet. If you're not eating the right foods, you have a bad diet. If you're watching the wrong stuff and listening to the music,
let me
you have a bad
switch in
diet.
here on a business point about that. First of all, that Alex is qualified, right? This guy's been to the very, very bottom. Wasn't easy by any stretch, but you made it out each day, hammering out. There's been some ups and downs, but you're here now. In terms of surrounding yourself with the right people, what if someone in their business isn't the right person?
Oh, everyone knows in my shop, and I've showed them, even though someone is very qualified and does great work, once I see their energy is messing with the mix of my shop,
especially in a shop environment, though, because I mean, you can feel a dark cloud in a light room.
Oh yeah, no, I talked to my guys. Like, there were certain situations where, like, they'd come to me and like, hey, I don't really want to work with this guy. And when a couple people come and tell me that, I know it's time to cut it. Even though this guy's a great worker and producing great for the company, I don't care that. That's not my focus here. My focus is I want to create a environment where my guys come and they are safe. They love it, you know, and because the work's hard, so they need to have something else to where they want to come here and be their best.
Oh, that's the key for any trade business. I mean, the work is hard. There's got to be something, you know. Listen, here's a question. I sat down with Shamel, one of my managers, and we had breakfast the other day. And I'm bold enough to ask the tough questions because I don't take it personally. I usually know the answer to it in a sense, not in a way that's like conceited or egotistical. It's like I'm aiming for that answer. And I asked him the question. I said, why have you stayed this long? I know you've been offered other jobs. I know that there's other opportunity. People that used to work with you would brag about other opportunity. And what is it about this company that makes you want to stay? And I asked the question like that. And he said, you, to me. And it was the most humble, endearing answer because I know it was more than just me. It was about the environment that was created. It's about the promises that were kept. It's about the ascension, not only on my side as his leader in this capacity, but how it's affected his family. The guy's buying his first house. He's growing and he's able to in this environment. In other words, as a worker, he has worked for other business owners that are singular in their ambition. In other words, they just want to collect and build their own portfolio, build their own personal whatever, right? And then when he got to me, and it's the same for you, I know this, is it's almost like a collective growth. And what I love about both you and I in this capacity is about how not only do we instill good habits in terms of what they should do on a project, is we instill good habits of how they should lead, you know, and we really invest the time to get to know them and get to know what's going on in their life. Like Eli, your main guy, you know, that wasn't one of the qualifications of working with you, was to prepare for a 1.5-year personal development course. And it's probably really hard for anyone to survive in your environment, which is almost a good thing because you've created pretty much a system that everyone loves. But I think what you find is that the people that really appreciate it have been somewhere where that didn't exist. And then the ones that don't appreciate it or don't see it, those are usually the ones that haven't experienced something like that. Do you find that to be true?
I do. I feel I feel the people have had the ones who really appreciate it, you know, had some tougher times for sure. And on that same note, Tanner, as a business owner, getting these guys like that, you got to have patience with them too, because a lot of my guys, they weren't the best at first. They didn't trust me at first because of where they came from. So I had to lead
Wow. You
by
had to build
whenever I
trust.
told them,
Yeah.
hey, I got you. And after like 10, 20 times, did I tell you I had you? He's like, dude, you got me.
Dude, you know what's
I got
crazy?
him.
You know what's crazy is that the mindset of like maybe like the boss is, hey, I'm giving you something by giving you a job. You need me more than I need you. And what's interesting about you, Alex, is that the way you see it is that you're fighting for their respect, even though you don't need it. Why is that?
Well, I don't really care if they like me or not. Honestly, I'm not really fighting for their respect. I'm fighting for them to trust that this world has good people, and that they could
So you're
trust
fighting for their
somebody.
respect in a sense on a deeper level of like, to the
Yeah,
point where they're not coming to work for them, they're coming to work for you and the business and the brand and the vision. And it's almost like you're fighting to get them to buy into the vision in a way that allows them to take part ownership of the sense that if they mess up, this is going to hurt you, someone that's looked out for them. Is that true?
exactly. I see people different. I don't know how to explain it, man. I see their heart. I look in their eyes. Like I see what they're about. And then I give them a couple months to see if this is truly them or if it was them in their scarcity space because they didn't have money. And once I see that they truly want to get better, I let them make mistakes, dude. I let them, grow on their own. I don't push them. I kind of like, I'm like their father for a little bit where, I guide them. And then, dude, all of them now, dude, I do 7 jobs a week. I don't even worry about the projects. I don't even worry. They all have it. They've grown so much. It's phenomenal. It's boom nominal, baby. They're all becoming boom nominal. I preach every Monday in my meetings. I go over mindset stuff. I say the same shit over and over and over. Same things I'm going to say on this channel. High frequency, high vibrancy, high energy. Every second of every moment. The more you get that as a practice, remember, you're practicing in life. So all you're doing is practicing like you're dribbling a basketball to feel in these high vibrant states on a regular basis. So at first, remember, if you never practice this is like you're going to be the most out of shape person going into the gym. So you might need, you might give yourself patience because it's going to take some years, right? Especially if you don't have someone like me or Tanner on your side, like guiding you and helping you, because you're basically on your own. And then you practice. Your body becomes more used to it. Your body's used to, if you complain a lot, if you feel bad a lot, if you get sick a lot, if however you talk, if you're negative, your body has formed an autopilot to it. So guess what? You get to be aware and be like, okay, this is what I created so far and I'm okay with it. I forgive myself. I'm good. I'm going to go this other path. It's going to take time. There's going to be some tough times, but I'm going to stay patient and everything's going to be beautiful. And that's it.
Boom. Boom nominal. I love it.
That's
man.
it. Boom nominal. And balance. Like, remember, don't some people are like business. Yeah, you got to get the stuff done and like write the stuff down, have a schedule where you could focus on it for a certain amount of time. But then, hey, focus on your body for a certain amount of time, focus on your wife for a certain amount of time. Even if it's like 30 minutes where you just sit there, talk, mess around, clown, but you got to learn to disconnect.
In terms of balance, dude, in terms of balance, like I've been way off balance. I have to be honest, like just with everything that I'm doing, 3 businesses, young babies, craziness all over the place. But what I did was like, I started blocking out my schedule. Like I literally won't even let anyone schedule certain dates and times. And I did that this last week, man. It just like took a family day after 12 o'clock, bro. And it's like, man, like just the time there, I'm like, man, I got to do this more often. Like, it's just crazy how fast time flies and how we just always get more busy. Like if you're growing a business, like you're literally doing something that is inevitably going to make you more busy, more responsibility, more people, more customers, more everything. And it's like, dude, if you don't treat your family like a business in a sense that you need to optimize it, systemize it in terms of your time, energy, and effort, bro, I have to be honest, dude. There's been times where 90% of my energy, effort, and attention has been on Dripjobs, has been on painting business, has been on.
But Tanner, let me ask you a question real quick. Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
So do you communicate with your wife about, hey, like I need to do all these things. Are you okay with this?
Of course. But
boom,
the energy,
that helps at least, right?
It helps, but sometimes it's hard to shut off the valve, dude. It's like, I got to be honest here. We're talking mindset and struggle. I mean, this is a real thing. So, it's like, when does that valve really shut off? And what I found is I've been telling her that for years up until this time. And it's, listen, it's not like 90% all the time, but it's just like, family isn't my number one value, and my kids and all this. And of course we're building businesses in a way that tries to give them the best life possible. But there is this focus that needs to occur and it's not even that, dude. These cell phones that we have, it never shuts off. As a business owner, it's never over.
back in the day, 5 o'clock, you go home, no one can get to you. Your focus is 100%, bro. I'm so bad at that, dude. It's like if one of my employees needs something and I got to do this, a customer needs me to resend a proposal, or somebody's having an issue with Dripjobs, and it's like we're building, and I need to have the awareness to know when I'm going to shut this off, because if I'm not careful, it just won't shut off. It's just only going to get bigger. There's going to be more employees, there's going to be more things, and I do not want to live that life where I'm so inundated with information, people, where it's compromising my quiet time, my family time. And if you're not careful, which the first step is awareness, which I'm being aware of it, but if you're not careful, time will go by faster than you can believe. You hear people say it, and you end up with all the things that you were working so hard on and nothing that you were doing it for. And
none of that intrinsic value.
None of the intrinsic value. And it's like, dude, like let me make it clear. Any business that I'm building it in a strategic way to optimize my time. Yes. Am I in a crank out phase right now with Dripjobs, trying to get it up, get it running? But believe me, it's coming to the point where somebody's running this thing for me. Like, that is my mindset. And when I get on these podcasts and I try to help people, and I get to a point where I hear people tell me that they're so inundated with business and life, and it's like, my goal is to help you provide systems in your business and structure in a way that frees you so you can have that time with your family. And the balance of both income and time is what we're all chasing. But mindset is the key. Mindset, personal growth, development, understanding, awareness, being vulnerable enough to say, hey, look, this week I was way too heavy on the business side. I need to have a day where we just have fun. Yesterday, I went to Sky Zone, man, trampoline park. I took my daughter and my wife. We jumped on trampolines at 1 o'clock till 3, and we went out and had a meal. Like, bro, that is life right there. That is the beauty of owning a business and having your time. Got to be mindful of the balance.
And then Tanner, I agree with that. Like some days on Friday when my wife, because she works from home and takes care of the baby, so she's do like your wife is in that world, like that
Right.
world of childcare. They're not they're full time, like boom. Yeah. So on Fridays, sometimes I'll do like an early morning. She'll get everything ready by 10. We're out to the beach, and that's it. But I go hard the other 4 days. So one thing I can help you with a little bit, Tanner, is, intentionality. You block stuff off, which is that's you're starting in that phase, but wake up in the morning and be like, this is how I'm going to be. And it doesn't matter. Like yesterday, I was writing in my book, and I have one of my sons who doesn't live with me. He's here with me now. He wanted to play basketball. I had like 5 things I really needed to do for work, but he's just here for this week, and I've been spending time with him. And I kind of saw his face like, oh man, he's working. So like something clicked in my head, and it was like, hey, you want to be the best person in the world? Like, that's your son. You need to have high frequency, high vibrancy, boom, nominalism with him. And I put my pen down, and I'm like, hey, let's go, let's do this. So we played some 21, we played some horse, and we had a good half hour. I came back in, finished all the stuff, and that's how you unplug, right? That, like, it's tough to unplug. It's like I get it. I know what you're talking about, Tanner, that unplugging. Because even when I go to bed at night, sometimes I have thoughts of stuff, of certain situations or past experiences. So what we get to do is you get to elevate your thought, your process above your old mindset, and just let it be quiet. Because if you never stop thinking, you're never going to be able to have a new thought. You're never going to be able to have a new routine. You're never going to be able to have a new behavior, a new feeling, a new anything. So you need to see what behaviors are best, see what things are, I would say, aren't functioning the best for what life you want. And then you kind of knock stuff out, and then you free yourself to be okay with who you are, and that you're getting better. And don't compare yourself. I do that so much. It's the worst thing you could do. Just, you're you right now. Be the best you could be in this moment. So So however you feel right now, ask yourself, hey, is this the highest frequency, the highest energy, the highest vibrancy I can be? So if someone fucking calls right now for the business, or if my wife calls right now with an issue or something happens, if I pick up, I'm ready. I'm ready to give my best advice, to give the best of me. That's why I say boom nominalism. It's you at your best in every moment, not compared to anyone else. You become better every moment. That's all you need to do. You'll make the world better. You'll give the energy to anyone around you. You'll make them better. You'll make every situation in your life better. Just start practicing the practice of awareness and making sure you're on your best, your highest energy, so that you deal with all situations in the most positive, beautiful, loving, electric way.
Boom. Dude, I got to end it on that. That's such a power statement. Dude, this was a good one.
Yeah.
This was a good one.
Hey, listen, they'll keep getting better.
What I'm going to do, and Alex didn't even know I'm going to do this, but I know I'm going to make him do it. There's an app, Alex, you probably don't even know this yet, and I'm going to set you up with it. It's called Clubhouse.
Hey, by the way, real quick, hey, if you don't have Dripjobs, like that allows me to do everything I do. Like Tanner literally set my whole business up to be able to function the way I do now and do everything I do. Yeah, I put in the work. I have the personality. I got the skills for everything else. Listen to this guy on everything with like functionality of business and apps and automation. It'll change your life. All right, go ahead, Tanner.
Thank you, bro. Actually, I appreciate the plug there. Yeah, you gotta have all the information in a system and not in your head. But Alex doesn't know this, but there's an app, and it's not called Clubhouse. I forget what it's called, but I'll figure it out. Where I'm gonna put a phone number and tie it to Alex's account, where he can actually text you that you're phenomenal. And I think, Alex, you don't even know about this. I'm gonna set this up for you. So if anyone wants to get on Alex's call
boom
list,
nominal text.
Yeah. So in other words, Alex will text you in the morning or randomly throughout your day to let you know that you're phenomenal, and you can text him back. And I'm going to set that up as a gift to Alex and for you guys, because I feel like I really appreciate the text messages. This guy texts me randomly this awesome, heartfelt message about how phenomenal I am. And it's usually always at the right time. So if you want to be a part of Alex's boom nominal text message, I'm going to drop the number when I build the account out for him. I'm going to drop it in the description of any of the Mindset Mondays. And you can connect directly with him there. I was trying to figure out an easy way for people to connect with you. I know people have already been reaching out since the last few that we've done. So you're the man. Thanks, bro.
And then one final thing for everybody. Remember, you all are phenomenal. You got to believe it. Whatever you speak will come. Okay? All of you are phenomenal. You can accomplish anything you want. Believe it.
Boom. Phenomenal. All right, bro. Thanks for your time, man. We'll see you next Monday.
See you later. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Contractor Secrets podcast and today's Mindset Monday. Now, if you want to stick around, I got an awesome Dripjobs testimonial coming up for you next. So if you're on the fence about Dripjobs, maybe you have some questions about how it works or if it can work for you, hey, stick around. I have an awesome Dripjobs client ready to share with you how it's working for them. So if you want to stick around, that's coming up right now.
What's up, everyone? I'm here with my good friend, Danny V. Atlanta. Him and I shared some good time at the PCA Expo, but we've been friends before that. He actually came on a business breakthrough at one point in time. We went over sales and some other good things. He is a very, very professional at this point, Dripjobs user. You've been using it now for about 6-7 months. And you've agreed to do this little spotlight, and this is really just to showcase what it is. Really, it's a direct help for me so I can continue to, get Dripjobs as many people's hands as possible, bro. So tell me, before you signed up, man, what was the apprehension? And did Dripjobs exceed your expectations?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, man. I didn't have any type of system, any type of software. So I had no idea what to expect, to be honest with you. And I was just like, hey, when I read about it, when I heard you talking about it, through podcast, or through the group, on Facebook, I was just like, maybe I need to give it a try. Let me try to see what it's all about, and if it's worth my investment. So, I just kind of took that leap, man, and I was like, let's go, let's do it.
Now, in retrospect, that was a good question. But now, when you look back, and what's going on now, would you say that it's been worth the investment?
Oh man, it's absolutely, man. I mean, without a doubt, like I always say, it totally changed, the way it changed my life, the business, and the way I do things. The face of the company, looks more professional, um, keeping everything in, structured, organization,
Yeah.
and so, just so, it's a friendly user, man. It's easy to use once you get the hang of it. And after that is,
Cake.
it's just easy. Yeah, man, it's cake, man. So
Yeah.
so I'm enjoying it, man. And I mean, there's so much I can say, man. I definitely encourage people to really invest in it, man. It's a really, really good investment for your business.
Let me ask you this: has it helped you sell more jobs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Now,
So there's a few things that I learned. I catch a few things from you as well. So before I got Dripjobs, I was doing quotes when I got home after a long day of work. And now I don't leave the homeowner's house
there you
with
go.
without me finishing that quote and presenting it to them and potentially selling it. So now I don't come home
I love
looking
that.
into doing quotes. So I would say that was one of my biggest things. And man, it dreaded on me. I'm like, man, I gotta go home and do these quotes. Now it's just like I enjoy doing quotes on the spot. I got Dripjobs, you know what I mean? It's gonna take me 15, 20 minutes, do this quote and let's sell it. And I
And
don't
the
have to worry about it.
customers love that, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. They're like,
Even if
oh
it's a high price, but they just love the idea. Like when you tell them, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in the car and work up your quote for you," they're like, "Really?"
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They were like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just getting in my truck, work the quote out. We're going to discuss it. And I've been able to get more jobs, definitely, selling
100%.
them on the spot.
100%. It's gonna happen. So we wanted to make it. So do you have people? Are you using it on the iPad when you do it?
So I always carry, for some reason, I always carry my Mac to do to
That's
do
good.
it while I'm doing it in my truck, and then I take my iPad with me and have them sign on there
Love that.
and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I use
That's
both
good.
of them.
That's
Yeah,
good, man. So
yeah.
last part of this, man, dude, thank you first for showcasing the value. But if somebody's listening to this and they're like, man, I can't see paying $147 a month for software, right? Like to the average consumer in comparison to like Joist, which is like cheap as dirt, and some of the other things. What would you say to that person about the 147?
Man, if to look at it from my perspective, I would be like, hey, man, look at 147 divided by how many jobs you get in the month. And before you know it, it's just like, okay, $10. This goes $10 towards Dripjobs. And before you know it, I mean, it's paid within the month. And I mean, literally, if you want to count one job, you can pay with one job, you can pay Dripjobs, to be
Well,
honest with you.
honestly, if it's a good size job, you could pay for Dripjobs for 3 years.
There you
Uh,
go. Yeah.
if Dripjobs picked up a job that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten through maybe an automated message that went out 2-3 weeks later.
Mhm.
There's so much here, man. But Danny, dude, this is great. I think somebody listening to this probably got some value. You're the man as always, one of our biggest Dripjobs fans. And
Thanks,
good.
man.
I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. I mean,
Uh,